Today we are bringing you a lot of vegan content and food content. So I'm kind of intrigued. Let's taste test it. The true test is the pulling test, so let's do it. It's already smelling so good. It has a bit of an odd shape. We're in the 11th arrondissement and we're testing our final croissant. So if I did have to obviously choose my favorite, Bonjour, mon nom c'est Chloé and I am from New York, but today I am in Paris, actually very rainy Paris, as you can tell. It's raining, but today we are bringing you a lot of vegan content and food content that is amazing. I've been vegan for 8 years and I always thought where to go for vegan healthy options in Paris, where to go for vegan pastries and vegan croissants, because I've always loved croissants, and of course I wanted to also eat the French delicacy, and I found the best places for you guys. It was 8 years of a lot of hard work, but we're here and I am bringing you to 3 different vegan restaurants and vegan pastries, and I will actually rate them for you guys. So come with me. Croissant of the day here at Cloud Cakes. Can't wait to taste it. It's already smelling so good. It has a bit of an odd shape, but we won't discriminate. So it smells very good. The smell test smells like butter, which is probably one of the, most different things from a regular croissant to a vegan croissant. Vegan obviously has no dairy, no eggs, no milk, no animal products, so no butter as well. And this is a completely vegan butter that they use, but it does smell a lot like butter, so I'm excited to taste it. And also it's kind of mushy a little bit. It doesn't have that like crunch or the, that most regular croissants have. Although we can do the pull test, which is always the #1 thing that, kind of we see if it's a good croissant or not. Ooh. Ooh, It actually pulled quite nicely. It wasn't too dry. It feels really, really moist. So we're at our second location, which is Land&Monkeys, and here I already have my second croissant. The rain stopped, which is amazing, perfect for our croissant tasting. So this is looking a lot more like a regular croissant, and the shape is, and also the color, but the smell is not as buttery as the other one. So the true test is the pulling test, so let's do it. You see, that one was not as good as the other one. It also looks a bit more dry, so I am kind of, and yeah, the butter smell is definitely not there, but let's taste it and see if it's better or not as great as the other one. So I think that it's fine. Personally, I much prefer the cloud cakes, but I think it's an okay croissant. I think it's a croissant that tastes like other regular croissants, but I feel like the butter effect that you want a croissant to have is definitely not there, and it definitely feels a bit more dry, but it is more aesthetically pleasing than the other one. That's what I have to say. I'm still gonna eat it though. So for ultimate results, we have one last place to test, which is VG Pâtisserie, and that will give us the ultimate answer of what is the best vegan croissant in Paris. Let's go. Come with me. can tell, today's a new day. It's super beautiful in Paris. When we were filming last, it was very rainy and there was no more croissant when we got to our last place, but now it's bright and early and we're in the 11th arrondissement and we're testing our final croissant, which is here at VG Pâtisserie. Beautiful croissant out of all the ones that we tested. The shape is actually really beautiful and it smells quite buttery, which I love, and it has kind of a good crunch to it and feels a bit flakier. So let's test it, and we're gonna do a pulling test as we were doing it all the times before. So definitely a bit more pulley, and we can see the meat of the croissant that's coming out. And that's actually really, really good. It has like some good texture and feels like nice and buttery, and definitely tastes like a very real regular croissant. So this was actually €1.15, which I think is actually a very, very good price and not expensive at all for a vegan croissant. And to me, this tastes more like margarine than butter. That would be the only thing that would kind of maybe turn me off a little bit more. Instead of like real butter, it tastes more like margarine. It has, though, some nice rolls of dough and flakiness. I love a flaky croissant, and this is definitely a bit flakier than all the other ones that we've tested. And the smell is definitely there as well, which is nice. After testing 3 amazing vegan croissants, I'm here to do the ranking for you guys. We're going to talk about prices, the texture, the taste, and their pulling and flakiness, and what was best. Honestly, what I found was best. Maybe you guys will have also a different idea of what you love, but this is how I preferred them. So the first place was Cloud Cakes, and that croissant was so buttery to me. It was a very strange shape, it was very long, but to me, the actual taste of the croissant was amazing. It was buttery and had so much flavor, and it felt and it tasted like a regular croissant. And to me, the price was actually not that bad. It was €2, but it was the most expensive one out of the 3. So at Land&Monkeys, it was also €1.15, which is the same as the one we just tested at VG Pâtisserie. Although the croissant itself, to me, had absolutely no smell of butter, and when I tasted it, it felt a bit bland. It tasted a lot like bread, and what I want from a croissant is to taste like an actual croissant, buttery, flaky, and if I would want bread, I would just go for a regular fresh baguette. So to me, Land&Monkeys was probably my least favorite, which I know is the favorite of a lot of people. And then the third one and final one was VG Pâtisserie, which was also €1.15, and it smells like butter, and then when you bite into it, it was also very nice and flaky, but it tasted more like margarine than butter and had a lot of taste of margarine. I think that kind of overpowered the croissant itself. So if I did have to obviously choose my favorite, it would be Cloud Cakes. I think it is more expensive, but €2 is not going to break the bank. And I do think that €2 for a vegan croissant is actually an amazing price. And I hope that you guys test these places out too, and go around Paris and run around and try to find your favorite vegan spots. And let me know in the comments which one is your favorite if you do get to test these places out. But I have to say, my favorite is Cloud Cakes, and please go and test them out for me and tell me how you like them.